One of my favorite science fiction movies is 2001 Space Odyssey. It's a fantastic movie. The first thing that I like about it is that it was recorded in 1968, a long time ago, 56 years ago. And you watch it now and it seems still real. It's still perfectly watchable even nowadays. To me, one of the things that Alan Kubrick, the director, made in that movie, one of the decisions was music. It's amazing that the entire science fiction movie is actually featuring classical music. Nobody knew how music was going to be in 2001 at that time. So he decided that instead of trying to move forward in time, he would use music really old. And that would create this eternal feeling into the movie, which is exactly what they were able to do. Another scene that I love, that's basically what happens kind of at the beginning, is when there are all these kind of simian, half man, half chimpanzee, cavemen fighting with each other, and one of them takes a weapon which is actually a piece of bone, and with that bone, that, call it monkey, is able to kill another one. And triumphant, this simian takes the bone and throws it in the air. The bone spins, and during that spin, it gets transformed into a satellite. So using just 1 second, the gigantic leap that humans have taken from just bones as tools, as building tools as sophisticated as spacecrafts and satellites and space communication. Of course, if you look at the concept of artificial intelligence, it's there all the time. In 1968, people considered artificial intelligence a thing, and that's in the movie. And there is this character called HAL 9000, is a computer, is the actual computer who is managing the entire spacecraft. If you look today, what this artificial intelligence is able to do, watching the movie, the list of things that this intelligence is doing, you can map everything to topics that today are something that is very relevant. Speech to text, that's something that the HAL 9000 is able to do. Text to speech, of course. Face recognition is there. Emotion recognition is there. Sentiment detection, that's something that HAL 9000 is able to do. Not only that, it manages the entire sensors and machinery of the ship, the Discovery Starship. So look at self-driving car, and that's just nothing compared to a self-driving starship. That's absolutely amazing. Is able to play chess, is able to read lips and interpret language and meaning out of these lips. I don't think there's any software application that is able to do this today. If you look at this intelligence, if you look at HAL 9000, this is what today we would call general artificial intelligence. It's an artificial intelligence that is able to do anything that a human can do, just better. It's able to play chess, it's able to do all these things, talk about with everybody simultaneously. That's how I envision artificial intelligence will be in the future. We're not there yet. I mean, we are close, but not there yet. And it's 2024. If you imagine that the kind of this artificial intelligence that is featured in the movie, what the creators of the movie thought is that all that could be real by 2001. But if you look at what we actually had available in 2001 is the Microsoft clip. That's a joke of the actual artificial intelligence compared to where they were expecting to have. And actually, this gap between the expectations of that you can see in the movie on how artificial intelligence would be by 2001, and the actual reality, that's what caused, and that's not the movie, that's history, that's real, that caused the AI winter. The space of time where investors were not interested, the public was not interested, and basically artificial intelligence went from something really hot and super in fashion into basically be forgotten. And it just came back now, and everybody now speaks about artificial intelligence, but 1968, that was already a thing. Another part that I love about this movie is the interview. There is a time where the BBC is recording an interview with the crew, with every crew member, and HAL 9000, the artificial intelligence, is presented as one more member of the crew. And HAL 9000 has this conversation, is able to answer all these questions, and the reporter at BBC talks about HAL 9000 and say, I detect a little bit of pride about HAL 9000. She detects that she's talking with pride, and she's kind of saying, hey, this AI has a sentiment and maybe an attitude. That's, to me, is absolutely amazing, and how the artificial intelligence says, hey, are you doubting my capabilities? That's kind of the reaction that's absolutely amazing. Well, I wouldn't like to spoil the movie, but hey, it was made in 1968. You must have seen it by now. But bottom line, HAL 9000 turns to be the bad guy. Now, spoiler alert here, but the AI, this HAL 9000, turns to be the bad guy. It ends up killing the entire crew except one member. But that's the thing, he's not bad originally. What happens is HAL 9000 really goes rogue. It didn't have the intention to kill anybody, but because of the AI and the way it works, it turned to be very dangerous. And how is that about current events? What about everybody saying, hey, what about AI? What if AI actually turns out to be dangerous? Well, that movie, you can see this happening. An AI that works perfectly until it becomes dangerous. I believe that's amazing. And then during the movie, you see a couple of things that I believe are fantastic. One is, at some point, HAL 9000, well, the guy kills the crew. The crew is actually frozen, kind of waiting to be awakened for the time to the mission to start. But HAL 9000 is not really killing these people, is switching them off. So you see actual humans that die like machines to some extent. But then later on, the hero is able to fight HAL 9000 by getting into the starship, and then Dave, that's the name of the guy, is able to kind of disconnect HAL 9000 by removing pieces of the computer. You can think that there are actually neural networks. The guy is literally disconnecting pieces of HAL 9000 brain, and HAL 9000 is aware of that. He feels that he's dying. So super interesting to see that in the movie you see some persons dying like machines, and then a machine dying like a person. I love that, and I can't stop watching this movie over and over. As absolutely my advice to, if you haven't, take a look to the movie and think it with the prism of today's artificial intelligence topics. You're gonna love it.